Okay, everybody, my awesome brother got me HexClad pans for my birthday, and I didn't even know it. Like, my wife and my best friend knew about it, and I had no clue. I was so shocked that I couldn't even show how excited I was. I was super excited. I still am super excited. I kind of got a sneak peek of the unboxing experience, and it's wonderful. I want to point out, though, if you look, it has on the box the same pattern as what's on the pan. I think that's really cool looking. It kind of makes it look more premium, because HexClad is a very premium pan. So on one side, it actually tells you in text what we have here: 12-inch fry pan, 10-inch and 8-inch, all with lids. And then on the other side, it actually shows a picture of everything. So that's kind of cool, right? So without further ado, I want to open up this box. So open up the box here. Welcome to the hybrid revolution. So HexClad is kind of like your non-stick, not really Teflon. It's not Teflon, but it's like Teflon pans, right? And stainless steel at the same time. I'm not going to go into detail because there's millions of videos that go into detail of the science behind it. But essentially, it acts like a stainless steel pan with the non-stick of a Teflon pan. So here it kind of explains the science behind it in a nutshell. And then over here is your warranty information. So that's definitely really nice. So you pop open the box, and each pan, each lid's in its own little box, which is really nice, right? So, anyways, so the lid comes in this wonderful little box right here. This little box right here. So definitely the handle of the lid feels really premium. It's definitely nice and heavy, got a good heaviness to it, right? Even a breathing hole. Nice little hole, ventilation hole there, which is really nice. So I'm gonna set this aside. Kind of don't want to throw the box away. Kind of want to just put them back in the box after every time I use them. But what's really impressive is each one of these pans comes in its own little draw sack. Unfortunately, I kind of ripped this one when I opened it the first time. I was so excited, right? You know, I'm like a kid at heart. But I plan to not rip the other bags if I can get away with it. So this is the biggest. This is the 12-inch. Sorry for my crappy unboxing. This is a 12-inch. I played with this a little bit so you see some fingerprints on it, but look at that. Just gorgeous. Kind of looks like one of my brand new cymbals. But super gorgeous, right? Shines, glistens. You can see that pattern, that HexClad pattern right there, right? Which is also on the bottom. So definitely really nice. The handle it feels solid. Not gonna lie, I don't think it probably isn't solid, but it does have a nice solid feel, nice thickness to it. So that's really nice. Definitely has a little bit of weight to it. Not as much of a weight as I thought it was going to have. Like if you go to those premium stores at the mall, at some of the malls in St. Louis, or you go to a premium cookware store where you have something like All-Clad, not that HexClad isn't premium, because it is, but like an All-Clad pan, you can definitely feel it has a thicker bottom and, you know, whatever, where this one doesn't feel as thick on the bottom. So it has that premium feel without it being like super thick, it feels like. That's just me though. It's my first impression, that's not my review of it. My brother has this, and he's a chef, and he loves the HexClad. Because I asked him, like, what would you recommend for a good set of pans, right? Because if you get a cheap set of pans, they're nice, don't get me wrong, but you go to sea or something, you heat that pan up and it starts warping, and now it waddles on the stove, and you don't want that. So this is definitely really nice. I'm going to set this on my stove for the moment. So set it on the stove. No waddle. Look at that. No waddle. So I look forward to getting a I look forward to expanding my set. I really do. I look forward to cooking with these. These are going to be my new default pans. Going back though, it looks like here's a booklet information here, information booklet, if I could speak right, warranty and care and all that stuff. So we're definitely going to read that because, you know, I'm going to set that right there. So, all right. So now we have our 10-inch lid and our 8-inch lids, right? So that's really nice. You can kind of see how they look. Each one of them is ventilated, right? Each one of them has the ventilation there. It's a nice heavy lid, right? So I'm gonna set the lid here for now. I'll move this to the side a little, right? Set our boxes over here. Let's open our 10-inch lid, which I think is about the size of my old skillets. I'm not 100% sure. Here's our 10-inch lid. So also ventilated, if you can see that there. So very high quality there, very premium. I'm going to set that there just like that. I don't have a lot of room to work with. When you have a 100-year-old house, a big kitchen was not in their priorities. So I'm going to unbox the next to the biggest set of skillets. Hopefully this time without breaking the bag, because I probably will use these bags for one thing or another. Okay. All right, I got it unbagged for you. No fingerprints because I haven't touched this particular one. You can just see how that glistens. Just look at that. So one of the things a lot of YouTubers commented on is how short the handle is compared to other skillets handles. So we're going to see how that works. But I mean, so far everything seems nice and solid on this thing. So yeah, I'm excited. So I want to... Now HexClad, because it has these ridges on them, you can use metal utensils on the HexClad, which is really nice. So my brother has done it. He loves it. And nothing's ever perfect and foolproof, obviously, right? But there's not many companies that make non-stick pans that you can use metal utensils on. So, so going with that, here's my little 8-inch, right? That one definitely has some weight, a little bit more weight to it, it feels like, compared to a regular, you know, 8-inch skillet that you would buy from Walmart or Target or something. Not, you know, not that they're bad, but, you know, there's a difference between getting a premium skillet that a chef would use versus something that, you know, you just buy for your family at the house that you pay a couple $100 for a set of 12 or something like that. Like, you don't see Gordon Ramsay using something from Walmart. So, I mean, he probably would in a pinch, but, you know, but yeah. So that's definitely really nice there, right? So, that is my unboxing of the pan, of the HexClad pans. And I pulled out one of my Cuisinart pans that I bought years ago at Best Buy. They were on sale. I think it was like $70 for the set, or maybe the 100, you know, it was a set of 12, I think, and it was like, I think $75 or $100 or something like that. So, I mean, here's the lid here, and it's still a nice lid, though, if you really look at it. It's not ventilated. But it's still pretty nice. It's not as heavy as the other lids. And then here's the skillet itself, right? It's a, you know, it looks thick, but it's actually light, a lot light. It's definitely lighter than the HexClad, and you can tell I've used the crap out of these pans. But it's, I mean, it's still cooked pretty good. You know, You can tell the handle's definitely longer though, so it's going to be something to get used to here. I mean, still decent quality. Cuisinart's a good brand. It's kind of like the mid-grade brand, I guess. But I think it matches the 10-inch lid, the 10-inch skillet. So I'm going to pull this 10-inch lid out. And pull this 10-inch lid and put it on my skillet and just kind of put them side by side here. You can kind of see the difference, right? So definitely heavier. The handle feels a lot more premium. The lid itself feels more premium. So this pan here versus definitely heavier. Definitely a lot heavier with the lid on. And with the lids off, I'll take both lids off. Yeah, definitely about twice the weight. I'm not gonna lie, like twice the weight. So you definitely got a nicer pan here, right? It doesn't look that much thicker though, you know, and that's the thing. Like, it doesn't really look that much more thick, but it really is. Like, it's definitely heavy duty. So I look forward to cooking with these skillets and trying them out, and definitely letting everybody know. Okay, so I have now placed all 3 pans on the stove. So definitely really nice. I cannot wait to use these. They're going to be amazing. Thank you so much for watching the unboxing and initial thoughts. I think that they are just good quality pans so far. I've been dying to get my hands on a HexClad pan just to see what it felt like. Just to hold it and, you know, just feel the pattern and stuff. And you can see, if you want to take a look at these patterns, you can see, right? See, the silver is the stainless steel and the black is the non-stick coating, which again is not Teflon. I'm not sure what it is, but I will definitely elaborate. And that's why, you know, the if you notice, the silver is going to be raised up just enough to protect the black from the use of a metal spatula, right? Because the idea is you're not taking a small, like, scalpel or knife right to it. You're taking a big spatula. So, you know, it's a big thing. So the silver raised little bumps there are going to protect the non-stick coating, right? So my brother told me that these pans get hot fast. They retain their heat. Therefore, you can definitely sear. And like any pan, you don't want to get it hot and then wash it in cold water after. So let it cool down. But I mean, I don't do that anyway. So, well, anyways, thank you very much for watching my video. This is my birthday present from my brother. He kept it from me. Both my wife and my best friend knew about it, and I didn't have a clue. So thank you, Nick, for getting this for me. I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of this over the years. Alrighty.